In this video, I'm gonna break down the running form of the world's fastest distance runner so that you can just steal his technique and use it yourself to run faster for longer. The first of 5 powerful tactics that sub 2-hour marathon runner Eliud Kipchoge uses is his foot strike. I've always been told that heel foot strike is bad and forefoot strike is good, but that's not really the case, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. If we take a look at Kipchoge here, his perfect running form really begins with his feet. His strike is like a masterclass in efficiency. Instead of landing on his forefoot or on his heel, he finds this perfect middle ground. And here's why it works. By landing midfoot, Kipchoge takes advantage of something called the stretch reflex, both in his Achilles and in his calves. This allows him to store energy when his foot hits the ground and then release it as soon as he pushes off. Think of it like a spring. You're using the energy instead of losing it. So should we not just land forefoot then? No. Because then we are not compressing the spring enough. And also, for most people, landing forefoot will lead to a ton of problems with your calves and your Achilles. So how about heel strike then? Well, technically you could, but for most people a heel strike also leads to an overstride, which means that you have to use more energy to get ahead. And for most people it also makes your knees hurt and make your running slower. So here's how to steal this part of his technique for yourself. On your next run, focus on where your feet land forefoot, and then just let your heel kiss the ground before you push off again. That keeps your stride light and efficient and really utilizes that stretch reflex or that spring effect. So how do Kipchoge keeps his stride so efficient? I used to struggle a ton with what's called an overstride, meaning my feet would constantly land out in front of my body, and no matter what I did or what technique I tried, I just could not seem to get those feet to land right underneath me. But the problem is that when you overstride, it's like putting the brakes on. When you're landing out in front of you, you have a ton of energy that you need to overcome before you can use your energy to propel you forward. Then I learned a powerful frame that made me land right underneath my body on the very next run. And I've been able to ever since. I'm gonna tell you that frame in just a sec, but first let's take a look at how Kipchoge does it. His feet land directly under his knees, just beneath the center of mass. This minimizes the braking forces and lets him run smoothly and efficient forward. Here's how to steal this technique for yourself. Record yourself running or get someone to record you running, and then look at where your feet are landing. It's almost impossible to notice if you are not filming yourself because we all believe in our bodies that we are running as efficiently as possible. Otherwise, we would not run that way. If you're overstriding or landing out in front of your body, then try to do shorter, quicker strides to shorten that step. The mental frame that changed everything for me almost instantly was to thinking that I had to land behind me, that my feet had to land behind my body. Now, unless you are extremely flexible at your hips, then you are actually not going to land behind you, but just that mental frame can help you not overstride and try to land closer to that center of mass line. And if you pair it with this next technique, then you're already ahead of 99% of runners. I used to have a clinic where I would help people achieve peak performance in the running, so they would come to me to get their running form analyzed. Most of the people who came to me had some pain in their ankles or in their knees or in their hips, and through the thousands of runners that I saw, I noticed something strange. In most cases, we could get their pain to completely disappear when they were running if we just changed one thing. If we went back to their old way of running, then the pain would come back, but as soon as we changed this one thing, it would disappear. It was like magic. It was like we just flipped the switch and the pain was gone. And to me personally, this was so satisfying because some of these people came to me with pain they have had for months, and all of a sudden they could run again without pain. And that is just an incredible feeling. So what was that thing? If we look at Kipchoge again, then tell me the one thing you noticed first. For me, it's his cadence. He takes about 190 steps per minute, far above the average of 160 for most runners. So why does this matter? A higher cadence means less time spent on the ground at a time. When your ground contact time is shorter, then you're more efficient because it's easier to transfer that energy to forward motion. Kipchoge's quick, rhythmic strides are a big part of his speed. But also, I've seen through personal experience that for most people, if you just get that cadence up, almost all other problems disappear. You'll stop overstriding and you'll probably start landing midfoot. So here's how to steal this technique for yourself. Put on a playlist of 180 beats per minute and then run to the beat. It will be extremely hard at first, but stick to it, because the reason why it's hard is because right now you have a motor program that is attuned to the way that you run right now. But by running at a higher cadence, we are creating new neural pathways in the brain to run that way. And if it's more biomechanically efficient, then you'll become faster. Over time, you'll gradually increase your cadence and it will make a huge difference if you got the next tactic to back it up. Now let's look at Kipchoge again, and now I want you to specifically look at his upper body. You notice something? It can be hard to detect unless you know what you're looking for, but it's his torso rotation. Now let's look again. His rotation is subtle, but powerful. It counterbalances the movement of his legs and his pelvis, making his stride efficient and balanced. Think of it like this. Your core or your torso is the bridge between your legs and your arms. If it's weak, then every time you pound your feet into the ground, then you're just going to collapse like a string and all the energy will be lost, or a lot of the energy will be lost. But if it's strong, then it'll work like a stick. So whenever you pound your feet into the ground, boom, just gonna get propelled right back. So here's how to steal the core of Kipchoge. Add what's called anti-rotation exercises to your routine. So it could be something like single leg bridges. A simple exercise like this, done 2 or 3 times per week, can make a huge difference to your running form if you balance it with the next tactic Kipchoge uses. When I first became a sub 15-minute 5K runner, I started training with some of the best athletes in Denmark. One day when we were running intervals at the track, one of the coaches told me to smile as I was running. I thought he was insane. Smile while running 400-meter repeats? No way. But then I started noticing something. The other guys who were faster than me, they looked completely relaxed. They even smiled sometimes, even when running insane paces. And if you've ever seen Kipchoge race, you can notice something remarkable. He always looks calm and relaxed, even at world record paces. His shoulders, hands, face show no tension. And he even smiles sometimes. This is not a coincidence. So, why did my coach ask me to smile? Why does it matter? You see, tension burns energy. And the more tense you are, the more energy are wasted, not making you go forward. When you smile, your body gets relaxed, and then you can use all of that extra energy where it matters to run faster. So how can we steal this technique when it aches everywhere? Next time you go for a run, do a body scan. So try to feel every single muscle in your body as you run. Are your shoulders tight? Are your fists clenched? Feel everything. And then you need to have a running form routine that'll make you faster with every stride. And I'll show you the one that I use to become a sub 15-minute 5K runner in this video right here.